A billion-dollar exhibition at an airstrip near Moscow is promising lucrative deals for sellers and displays of the latest aircraft for spectators staring up at the sky. Well, a first public glimpse of Russia's new fifth-generation fighter among Wednesday's highlights. Straight live to RT's Rory Souchet, who is at Max 2011 for us. Rory, we of course saw it live here on RT, but it must have been nothing like seeing it in the flesh. Tell us more about the debut flight of Russia's T-50.
Stunning and utterly deafening. The debut of this ultra-secretive T-50 Sukhoi super stealth fighter jet. Absolutely mind-blowing to watch it. Low-altitude maneuvers, soaring high-altitude maneuvers. The noise coming off those engines was just something to witness for yourself. I probably have got some partial damage to my hearing, but when it comes to the pilot doing these sensational maneuvers, just major G-forces in this T-50, I can only imagine the pilot saw his lunch twice today. Now, when it comes to the whole operation, the whole deal with the ultra-secretive T-50, it was actually a deal between India and Russia to develop it as partners here. The idea is to build about 1,000 of them over the next decade or so, hopefully have the T-50 Sukhoi in service by 2015. Now, the West is certainly keeping a close watch on Russia with the debut of this T-50. It is supposed to go head-to-head with America's F-22 Raptor, also the F-18. It is lighter, it is faster, the technology is more recent. Also, it's more cost-effective than their Western counterparts. Now, the Prime Minister, Vladimir Putin, he came here to view the debut of the T-50. He was sitting just over to my right in a small arena watching the whole acrobatic stunt. He gave it his stamp of approval and then disappeared from here. So it's really been absolutely sensational, the air shows, but, you know, especially, I did speak to some American flyboys who are here. After a 4-year hiatus, the Americans are here again. And I said to them, your pilots, are you keeping a close watch on the debut of this T-50, you know, super secret stealth fighter? They said, yeah, you know, we're interested, we're curious. I said, perhaps America has some low-orbit satellites zooming in for this air show to have a really, really good look. And the top captain said, sir, you know, I'm going to have to just deny any knowledge of that whatsoever. So I think denial speaks volumes, Anissa.
And you, of course, as I understand, are a bit of an aircraft buff yourself. Of course, you look a little bit cooler with your glasses on. You took them off. Tell us more about what people like you, not just the billionaires who can actually buy these planes, what else is making people look up on this second day of Max 2011?
Well, in particular, after the debut of the stealth fighter, the T-50, we had the fantastic arrangement of the Swifts, the Russian Swifts, and the Russian Knights all came up in formation. They had the Sukhoi 27s and the smaller MiG-29s, noticeably smaller than MiGs, all in formation, flying together. Again, they were doing massive acrobatic maneuvers like the England's Red Arrows or America's Blue Angels. Absolutely stunning stuff. So, yeah, you know, it was amusing to watch that, you know, the thousands of people here were just standing still like this. Absolutely fantastic and perfect weather for it as well. You know, personally, I love the jets. I love the fighter jets, but I was really moved by a couple of iconic historical jets here. We had America's B-52 and the Russian Bear, almost directly next to each other. These were the two main long-range nuclear bombers that were always patrolling high in the skies during the Cold War. And it was fascinating to notice as the children would walk by and they would admire the Russian Bear, they would admire the B-52, but the elder generation, the generation that lived through the Cold War era, they would stand there with a solemn look on their face, admiring the Russian Bear, the B-52, and you could see it in their eyes. You could tell they were thinking, you know, this was nearly the beginning of the end. These two airplanes could have assured us mutually assured destruction with a nuclear war. Thank goodness it didn't happen. But we've had a lovely time here today. If you look over here, you can see perhaps over here. This is the unmanned helicopter robotics system. There are many, many other drones behind it. Some drones as small as my leg. I mean, who knows really what's flying in the skies these days? But when it comes to the issue of Terminator and Skynet, it seems like those days are approaching faster than ever. Now,